Hey guys, welcome back. And for those of you guys who are new to my channel, I am Isaac. I grow here in Zone 8B in the Pacific Northwest. And right now we have a ton of crocus blooming right behind me. As you can see, the garden is starting to pick up and go into full swing, meaning we are soon to have a ton of spring bulbs emerging all over the place. By the way, I do live here in a small city lot, so my garden is not the largest garden out there, but I am able to grow a ton of things, at least in this small city lot. As you can see, we have some lambs there that's starting to emerge from the ground. It's been quite frosty the past few months. These guys did kind of die back, but as you can see, they have made a return. I guess my goal here is to really show you guys what you can do with a small city lot garden, because that's kind of the situation I'm in right now. In fact, we are on the side garden, which I don't know if you can tell, but it's starting to hell right now. In fact, my weather's kind of hard to predict what it'll be throughout the day. So one moment it's raining, the next moment it stops, like it just stopped. So we're kind of in the clear again. By the way, these are some of my favorite daffodils. They are these double blooming daffodils. So they're kind of these white with a little bit of a yellowy cream color in the middle that just really pops, at least in this area, and I love it. I do want to mention that a lot of the trees here in my garden are actually Japanese maple trees. We do have some evergreens in the mix, as well as a few redbud trees, but mostly Japanese maple trees. In fact, the tree you're seeing now has been placed in ground for about 3 years, and as you can see, it's grown quite some amount in that past time. It was around yay high when I first placed it in ground, but as you can see, it's definitely doubled or tripled. Same for most of the trees around here. All right, I do want to show you guys this little side strip here. It's actually really fun to look at from time to time. It's got all these ferns as well as crocus, and then in the midst of spring we get some hostas coming up. So if you can see down below here, last fall I had put in hundreds of crocus. Right now they're not looking their best because they've been blooming for a while and it's been raining a lot, but they're intermixed with all these deer ferns as well as a few tassel ferns. A few tassel ferns here in this area. And then as for the mulch that we're using, it is the hazelnut mulch, which tends to break down really well. You can see down here, it'll crackle and crack into pieces, and this actually helps aerate the soil. So if you want to aerate your soil, add some hazelnut mulch. It definitely helps out a bit. Now, my garden is nowhere near perfect as it does have a lot of weeds and needs some work. But that's all right. We'll work on it throughout the years. Now, take a look at these. These are so interesting. These are my jack-in-the-pulpit. I placed in ground just a few in this area like 2 years ago. And they kind of like just spread on the ground. So they come back naturally. I think it was like 3 in this area here. And then somehow it spread its way throughout this small patch here. I think it's because I mostly let these guys flower, then go to seed, and then spread via that way. Makes for an interesting grassy texture here in the garden. I like it. But anyhow, there's not much going on in the backyard garden besides a ton of Japanese maple trees and a few evergreens. This area I definitely want to work on the most. In fact, once the daffodils go away, there's not really much to look at besides the trees. It's a bit crazy that I didn't really think it through all that much. So if you're interested in plant content, go ahead and give me a follow and a like, because we will be working on all of this in the coming years. There's a few weeds here and there, and again, a few evergreens, and maybe a few deciduous trees like the Avondale redbud. In fact, this is the Avondale redbud tree. It's soon to go into bloom. The goal for my garden is to have it look more ornamental and a few vegetables growing in amongst those ornamental plants. I think it should be an edible and flowering garden, to be honest. If you are interested in following me along on my journey for my garden, go ahead and hit the subscribe and like button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!